Episode 6 of the Mighty Fuzz podcast with my brother King Jesus of AOK News. Welcome, Jesus.
Yo, yo. What up, everybody?
Jesus, are we going to be AOK, Jesus?
Yo, I hope so.
That's what we working on, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here, man. We've been meaning to do this since episode 3. Deanna, shout out to Deanna. She's had her foot on my neck to make sure you were on. I'm glad you're here because you, as well as G.O.D, have been doing great work in New York City, man.
Thank you, King. Appreciate you.
You guys have been really out there and doing what you can. I try to tell people, everybody has an opinion on how people go about helping New York City, but there's no playbook, right?
Right. That's what I keep trying to say. There's no playbook. You can't find one in a library or nothing like that. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion on it. There's no place.
So you guys are just winging it, just trying to find solutions and trying to make noise and get people to see what's going on in the streets of New York. What is the game plan for G.O.D?
Yeah, we pretty much trying to bring back civil disobedience like all the legendary leaders before us and trying to make change with it. There's no plan, like you said, so we're playing each move off of ear in a sense, but it's just agenda after agenda. We're waking up to Drag Queen Story Hour, then the illegal migrants, you know what I mean? It's a whole bunch of things back to back, so we're just trying to play it how we see it.
You being from New York City, Jesus, like I know you're from an area that's very similar to where I live. New York City's been a sanctuary city for a very, very long time. Just while we're on the record, you obviously have no issues with people from South America, right?
Not at all.
And it's not even about the migrants. And we try to tell people try to weaponize them, and it's the bigger agenda, which is trying to get hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people stacked in here.
Yeah.
What do you think? Why do you think our government is doing that? What do you think the play is?
Over 110,000 people. I think it's definitely to either rig the election votes or to crash the economy because we don't even have jobs still. Some of us from like the vax era. So to give jobs to a bunch of people that just came here and then illegally on top of that, and then to just throw them in schools, like there seems like a lot of advantage points that they're getting that the average American citizen isn't getting. That's really like the main issue, is trying to highlight the differences. Like it seems like there's a highlight of like they're just getting a whole bunch of free stuff, and American citizens who've been here and built their neighborhoods in a sense are pretty much just getting ridiculed and locked away and called, what's the word, xenophobe?
Yeah, xenophobe. Yeah, if you speak out, and it's they made these. This is right out of the 1984 playbook. If you even have any thought that's outside of the groupthink, they try to cast you out, ostracize you from society. It's a fine line, right? The more I do the information with the de jour, brother King Jesus is in the de jour as well. When you really go down to what God-given rights are and stuff, there are no borders. And where we have a problem where we are now, because we're in this corporation still as of today, we're paying taxes to it, and that's where the gripe is, I think. That's where the borders, and people should be upset. If you're still taking my tax money, let's think about it. If we didn't pay taxes, nobody would care if they were here.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like nobody would care, because now if you take that away, then we're not paying for anything. They have to figure it out on their own. It's still freedom, free land. They'd come here, and you got to figure out housing. You got to figure out this. You got to figure out that. But we are paying taxes, and they're taking it, and we have no say. And like King Jesus says, you're allowing their children they don't have to get the shots either to go into the schools, right? That's
from what I know of right now. Yeah, they don't need shots,
but our kids do.
Yep.
And it's this is where we get into it's blatant that there's an agenda on New York City, my brother, and this is why your work is so important. What is the plan for G.O.D? Like, what do you guys have coming up?
I guess we're trying to basically awaken people to follow the Constitution and remember that we are the people, we are the power. So like we're attacking each agenda, the smaller agendas as they come in, the Drag Queen Story Hours, the migrants, trying to dine in, you know what I mean? Like just attacking these agendas and being consistent with it. The consistency is pretty much is the breakthrough, because we're making a following. A lot of people are seeing what we're doing and they're jumping on board because they finally got something to, I guess, visualize or idolize that's actually doing the right thing. Everybody else is kind of just stuck in the lane of entertainment, in a sense.
Very true, bro. And that's why I'm a little grateful about all the things that we're going through, guys, because people are finally waking up. So you have this, we're going through tough times, but tough times make strong men.
Yes, it does.
And that's why I'm so proud of everybody in New York, because everybody's playing a small part in the big picture, and it's bringing other people out. And it's been like watching paint dry, right? We've been out here a pretty long time, right? Right, Jesus?
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Was it 3 years now?
Yeah, man. I mean, you were there from the beginning, and let's go back there. So how'd you find out about? Well, one, what got you out in the streets? Let's start with that.
How I bumped into everybody was so random, because like during the Vax era, I was holding parties and hosting parties at Washington Square Park in the city, pretty much trying to prove to my mom that the whole C-vid era thing was a whole hoax, in a sense where like I just knew my immune system could take it. So like regardless of what was going on in the air, I really didn't care. So if I was partying with a bunch of people and we were sharing drinks, I felt like that was a starter point to show others that like, hey, something is made up here with the narrative. It might exist, but it's not existing the way that they're telling you it exists. Because I've done shared drinks and I was dancing with people every single day throughout the highlight of the peak of the pandemic, and I never even got it. Never got sick.
And what was the first thing you were seeing? Were you seeing the New York Freedom Rally? Or was there something before the?
I happened to just bump into them randomly with one of my friends. We were walking down out of the park from one of the events, and then I seen a protest going on, or a rally, and it happened to be New York Freedom Rally, and they were like fighting for the same cause. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. Instead of like turning it into a party, they had it like more mapped out in a way where it's more politically figured out, in a sense, where we were just partying, trying to show people that, hey, if you go outside, you won't get sick. And then like people just actually, there was a whole group of people, New York Freedom Rally was a whole organized group who had the same ideas as me. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. So this is a start. So let me just see where this can take me. And I just jumped on board.
So your first step was to just be outside and show people to be brave and have parties. And that was your first. You were a man that wanted a solution, so you said, let's just bring everybody out, which I think is a genius, because that's people just want to have a good time. So it's actually genius what you did. And then the rally was a more organized thing. And, that's how me and you met, man. We met at the New York Freedom Rally, and I try to give them their flowers when they deserve it. A lot of us that are in the movement have met there and stuff. And honestly, as soon as me and you first met, we hit it off right away. We knew we were cut from the same breed. We just love New York City, and we just want to see our city strong again, right?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
I think you guys are doing a great job. So let's get into, after the New York Freedom Rally, I started seeing you guys do the children's, I can't say the word, my brother, center.
Jab.
Yeah, the jibba jab. I seen you guys out there, and I joined you a few times. What was the scope? What was the intent by protesting that?
Basically trying to show people that this was so unconstitutional, and that the word mandate wasn't really a law in the first place, and that they're being coerced. And then it just started breaking through. You started seeing who was true and who actually got coerced easy. There was levels to it, because some people got coerced because they had family members, they had kids. So at some point, some of it was understandable, but some people was just like, really? You're literally just going to get that just so you go to the gym? Just buy a gym in your crib. Like, there was solutions, but people just falling short immediately.
100%. I remember there was a few moments where you guys are talking to, I witnessed one. You guys were talking to a parent, and they were bringing their child in, and you seen that they were so defiant. They believed so much in the govern me harder daddy. They were going to bring their child in. And I just remember this feeling of like everybody going, she has no idea what she's doing. She thinks she's sticking one to us outside, and she's really harming her child and
her lineage.
Yeah, man. It's hard to see these people so brainwashed, my brother.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I don't know where they were steered so wrong. There was a lot, like, I guess because it wasn't shown, like, all the people that died because of the virus, they always kept showing you the stats, but they never showed you the stats of the people that died because they got the jibber jabber, you know what I mean? So I feel like that alone was like it was a game changing event for a lot of people, because if they seen the stats of how many people were falling short or just dying suddenly, maybe they would have made a better decision health wise.
Yeah, you know, and I wonder, even if I think some of the information's out and they still, it's very tribal. We're in a very tribal time, you know, and it's unfortunate because there's gonna be people that be harmed to their tribal mind state. They're gonna go down with the ship, brother.
Yeah. We can't afford that. We literally can't afford doing that. I can't afford doing that.
And that's the great work you guys are doing, because it's not like you want to, oh, I'm right. I'm not doing this for I told you so. You're literally trying to help these people that are fighting with you.
Yeah, exactly. At any expense, at any cost. Like, I've lost jobs, I've lost relationships. The fight means more to me than pretty much any social life that I had going on, in a sense. I don't know. To me, that's just me personally, though.
It's purpose. It gave you purpose.
Right. That's how I seek it. Like, I feel it's all purpose for me.
And you know, we have a whole team of that, and just, it's really Crystal and I, you know, we're the household, and we're just watching everybody just get activated, and it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful because we're seeing other people now. Look, you have a major following. Joy's got a following. Mitch got everybody. Freedom Rally has a following. Everybody has a following, and you're seeing other people now getting involved. Yes. Brother Script Keeper has been joining us.
Yeah,
right.
I got hype when I seen him. I seen him here.
You know, he's one of the reason why I'm proud of that one, and I'm gonna say this publicly, is because I'm friends with a lot of influencers, and he actually started to hear the message differently. He realized there had to be a boots on the ground, because I'm not a doomer. I'm actually very optimistic. Yeah. And until this thing sinks, I will be optimistic to the last moment. We have a video together that just went viral. And I think that really encapsulates it grabs the depiction of what that video is what you just said. We're showing the mirror because you more than me are a supporter of the police, and I support them. I just feel like they don't realize who they serve at this point. And our video together has really shown that, you know, when we were in Staten Island, and the difference with this protest was that all the people that were there lived on the blocks. So who are you protecting and serving if you're about to arrest all the neighbors of Staten Island that night? Who are you? And I think
some volumes.
Yeah, brother. And you know, and we're really showing to the cops, it's like, we're not any of these other groups that come after you. We're people mostly that support you. Right. And we're just showing you that your paycheck is not worth selling out your soul.
I agree. And I also agree with that. We don't ever come after them. We've never thrown cocktails after them. We've never maced them, bear maced them. We've never assaulted them. We've never tackled them, fought them in any way, shape, or form. We literally always tell them, like, we got your back. And then they always make some type of unlawful arrest. You know what I mean?
And you guys are not asking for any special privileges, or you're not asking for any special because you guys support them, right?
No,
like
no.
I see that they try to lean on that. When I do speak to my police friends, like, just because you support us, we can't give you any special privileges. And no one's asking for that.
Right.
We're just making you realize what you're protecting. You're not protecting we the people in any way.
Correct. Especially when there's groups that are wearing ACAB hats.
Right. And a lot of times you guys have them in a corner, and the cops are protecting the ACABs.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's the irony in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So G.O.D's been doing great work. And so after you guys did the children's Jibby Jab centers, you guys went to what? What was the next thing you guys started protesting?
It was either the drag queen story hours, or we started doing the tents where you get the nose swabs. We started shutting down those little tents.
Yeah, those you guys were very successful with.
Making them close up and pack it all the way up and just put it in a car, stuff like that.
I posted a few of those, but you guys shut them shits down. I'm so proud of you guys, man.
Yo, that's how I felt about that viral video that you were just talking about. And when you were speaking, it was powerful. It was like God. It was like God was talking through you. It's powerful. It
just hurts me because, you know, I'm looking at it back to we're talking about the Staten Island thing again, and I was just looking at people that are pro cop, and they're outside in Staten Island with their children, and they're about to be arrested by their heroes, And that's why I said, if you remember, I said, I want you guys to look at those people over there that are all like, there's 50 cops with these plastic bands that are going to arrest you and your children. They're being told that they have to clean the street to protect. But who are you protecting if these are the neighbors that live on this block and they're peacefully protesting? It just shows you they serve the state and not we the people, brother.
It definitely did show that.
Drag Queen Story Hour became a whole clown show, bro. That shit maybe some of the most, if you guys haven't seen these videos, bro, shit hit the fan about like 20 times. It's gonna go down in history.
Things that you see, it was like comic book stuff, like pea balloons flying around and all that, just to try to stop minors from being exposed to sexual entertainment.
It just doesn't make any sense, and they keep funneling it into you guys hating, that you guys hate drag queens. You guys had drag queens with you.
Right.
That's how crazy. And you guys made it very clear. You guys spoke out many times. You guys are there for at least 3 hours with them. But they need to paint you guys a certain way as a hate group.
Yeah.
And this is where I believe that this is a war. This is definitely a war. This is a psychological war. These people are not really against government. They're fake. They're groups that fake like they're against government, but they're really the protectors of government. And I can show proof of this at this point. They're for the shot. If you believe, whether you believe in white supremacy or any type of big government, that you're against big government, why would you be for a shot from the government? You can't run from that one. And the second thing is, like I said this with Joy. I was like, we finally have the right wing waking up, right? Because they're usually historically the bootlickers. Yep. We finally have them waking up to a new world order. But guess what? Antifa will never say New World Order. They don't say those words. How come? Because I believe they protect the New World Order. I think that the New World Order is for communism, and I'm almost positive that this has been spoken about before, and they are the foot soldiers of that promised communism.
Yeah, for sure.
And you guys are at war. I mean, you guys are going back and forth,
They have a lot to say. They do a bunch of cheap shots and spit on people behind the cops' back, and like you said, it's all to push either communism, Marxism, some type of weird totalitarian governmental rule. They never say New World Order.
Never.
But that's literally where they always lead to. So any agenda that's pretty much bad or breaks the old world, therefore. So that's in action speaks louder than words. Their actions speak. They're basically saying they hate the old world and they're trying to like literally create a new one, and they'll fight for it in dirty ways. And I guess George Soros in his pockets, you know what I mean? He giving them the edge. They got like home field advantage, even though they're not even real New Yorkers.
They got the AGs, yeah. They put the attorney generals in place. Yeah, no, listen, one thing I give credit to our adversary, man, and I'm not talking about the foot soldiers. Oh, yeah, these guys are genius. This was a well thought out plan for many years, if not a century. I will say this, we definitely have to. The corporation has to go. The corporation overthrew the republic in 1871. Everything from the voting process and all this is all part of the democracy. Democracy is part of the corporation. The restoration of the republic should honestly be a avenue for everybody, because a beautiful thing about the republic is it doesn't divide, it doesn't put government in between you and your creator. It's creator, the person, the people come together as we the people, and then people inside we the people take an oath of office to the Constitution, and that becomes your limited government. That's the way the structure was founded. Yep. And that was overthrown in 1871, brother. And there's people that are learning every single day in this country. That's why the New York du jour in New York City is so important. Yes. Whatever state you're in, get with your assemblies, do the homework, find out about we call it a republic, but we are not behaving like a republic, because if we were behaving like a republic, we wouldn't be voting in our God-given rights. It's very important. Thanks. And you guys are out here and you guys are fighting for good reasons. Thank you. Can you give a shout out real quick to all the people that work alongside with you every day?
Shout out G.O.D. You know what I mean? What up, D? What up, Rob? You know what I mean? Those are like the clutch. Those are my favorite too, to fall back on. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody in the group. We got Justin. He always coming out. We got Marie. She always got the truth bombs on deck. Lex. You know what I mean? The list is just, it's crazy. You know what I mean? I'll just be pulling out a scroll at this point. Thanks to everybody that actually contribute to the movement and come out every single day and to continue to fight that good fight, even with no pay, because we're not getting paid by no George Soros. We just losing work and losing time and losing food, but we're still doing the right thing at the end of the day. So all of that loss doesn't really matter because our soul is quenched. That's how I see it.
That's beautiful, bro. See, those are powerful words. And shout out to the whole G.O.D. Like you said, there's a lot of people. I've always been an advocate of you guys, and believe it or not, I will say this publicly. I don't agree with some of the stuff, but I support. I know your guys' hearts, and that's what matters. I know the intent, and I will always support G.O.D. no matter what. You guys are good people. Brother, it was great to have you on today. I just want to tell you personally while you're here, man, thank you for everything that you've been doing. The reason why I like the way you lead by example is that you never call yourself a leader, and everybody supports you on that. You know what I mean? And everybody is a leader in your crew, and I have so much respect for what you guys are doing. You guys have literally been in the lion's den for New York City. Again. So I just want to say thank you, brother, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much, King.
Where can they reach you, brother?
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at king.jesus.aoknews. Or my other handle, my backup account is king_Jesus_AOK news. Or same thing for TikTok with the dots. king.jesus.aok news on TikTok as well.
There you go. You have it. Episode 6, Jesus AOK News. We out.
Cheer.